Well, team, what a week. If you guys would have told me we were starting the week at 390, we're going to end the week closer towards the 400. Man, I didn't think that was going to happen, but that's exactly what's happening here. Let's talk about all the action that we saw today. Banks coming back, UNH coming back. Will even Delta climb that wall of worry? It was trying to come back. We'll take a look at that, all the action today. It's been a hell of a week for sure. From the beginning of the week, focusing on what was going on, CPI. Now we're getting the earnings. Now it's just going to be earnings bananas the next week. Following week after that, we get the big boys like Apple. I mean, strap your seats, team. It's time. First quarter, January effect, full into effect. Can they hold the rally?
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
What is going on, Joel? It looks like we're having a good week.
If you ain't fading, you ain't trading, right? And that's exactly what happened today. I think we did okay. Sometimes we give you some clunkers, but I think we did okay today. We said, well, let's see what happens. Let's see if we can take out that pre-market low. Boom, buyers came in right off the open, made a high, 4 handles above that pre-market high. Not only did we take out mid-range, not only did we get above the close, we are now inching our way so carefully toward that high of the day yesterday at 4020.75. That's my target here with 26 minutes to go. The buck under 102, down 4.5 cents, 101.95. Not having a good day. Bonds down a little over half a point, 130 and 3/32. Crude back up to 80. We're high, trading at the highs, up $1.49 at 79.88. Don't hold back gold. Gold up 24.30 at 19.23.10. Silver in the green by 43 cents at 24.44. And Bitcoin making its way toward 20K. What do you know? Up $290 at 19,445.
Well, let's talk about it. And I think this comment in the chat was just pretty funny. Captain Kirk saying here, at this rate, natural gas will be cheaper than the air we breathe, Joel.
What's going on with the natty still? Oh boy.
This is why I don't trade Boyle and UNG, team. I've tried. I got wrecked enough to understand that, hey, if it ain't working, it might be broken, man. I don't know. I don't see this coming back. And
yeah, I will say, looking at the upper right chart, I know y'all been trying to talk me into this, but maybe it's making some lows in the same area. That's about it. That's all I can say. I mean, you took out the COVID low, you took out the late 2020 low. I know it's not the same for Michael Houston off there, but holy mackerel, man, this is just an ugly looking monthly chart, and guess that's good for inflation, right? I don't know how much natural gas. Yeah, I don't know how much natty gas is part of the index, but yeah, that's a nice move, man.
Cheaper than eggs, man. Cheaper than eggs. Let's get going. Let's get towards what was really the earning stocks of the day, right? Everyone was looking at the banks. They were going to kick us off. Of course, we've been watching the strength in JPM, just wondering, why is this so strong? I think today told me a lot about that. If they were going to take it down in the pre-market, bring it up higher than yesterday's close, well, that just goes to show us a lot, right? These stocks are strong right now.
Yep, and boy, just there we go. We're there. We're at yesterday's high. Market churning in to the close. Just hit 2050. What did I say? Yesterday's high was 2075, I believe. So we just hit 2050. If you're looking for a double top, well, you might it might be there for another 15, 20 seconds. JP Morgan, this stock is kept me neutral to bullish just because the thing wouldn't go down no matter what. Now, this is an expanded range up to the upside. This is one of the biggest ranges JP Morgan has had. I don't even know
Yeah.
since maybe last year. Just opened up to 135. I threw that out there to you guys just because it was just a couple pesky lows and nothing real exact here. But sometimes you just like the flagging area. You like to look at, well, what's the whole number? So they stepped up there. Boom. This is the pre-market. The pre-market traders could not have been more wrong. And then boom. Now I do have 143.93, I think, is the next monthly high. So keep an eye on that for your next target. Boy, and that's not the only bank. Look at Wells Fargo. I mean, look at that.
Shaking it. And it
Yeah.
missed on sales.
Wow. And Bank of America. Look at that turnaround. Went to 33, shook people out, back up over 35. That's a big move. Citigroup is the one that you wanted to pick on. That's
Yeah.
having a good day too. So these banks getting us off to a good start here for Q4 earnings season, even though it didn't look like that when we were doing the pre-market prep show. Spoos are, yeah, like I said, that double top, forget about it. We are now at 40.22, just made a high at 22.50. Highest number I have for you today, actually 21.50 was yesterday's high. So we got to it by a point. If they really want to juice this thing, the December 14th close, that was in the midst of falling off a cliff off the last CPI number. That was 4030.75. And then an intraday high from December 15th comes in at 4043. If you guys want another another 20 handles.
Well, I wanted to bring something up with Citigroup that I think we need to pay attention to sometimes. And sometimes patterns repeat themselves, right? And I'll bring up this pattern and I'll even show you JPM's earnings here to kind of give this to us, right? Well, if you guys remember on July 14th, right? And then right around that time, we got the last JPM to actually come in at a disappointing EPS and revenue. It got hit that day. I remember that day. The banks were getting hit. Bank of America was getting hit. A couple of these were getting hit. And out of nowhere, for some reason, Citi likes to report a little bit later towards around 8 a.m.
Yeah.
8 a.m. And for some reason, that got them kickstarted last time. That was the July 13th low. And then it started pushing them out of nowhere. The banks recovered. It seems like this happened again today with Citi. Of course, we come in the morning, everything looks grim. Then Citi reports. But if you look at that price action from Citi, when it reported, it went down. It went down to a low of 46.72. But just a couple of minutes after that, maybe 10 minutes after that, we were already back to 49.48. That kind of gave us a little bit of a hint.
Yeah. Wow. Using those daily highs and lows. I know Dennis talked about it this morning. Yes, beans and rice for me. You know the markets are closed on Monday. You're looking at your, just your daily lows. They can keep you out of trouble, in uptrends, of course. But look at that low from Wednesday, 47.86, 47.74. You would have had to stick your nose out there because it had a lower open and then it came down hard and rebounded. This one is not out of the woods either. Your November high is 50.57. That was buffeted by a 50.42 high. So I think you got room up to 50.50 here for good old Citigroup.
All right, let's keep going. Let's get into different stocks, of course, that we're reporting today. We did get also a stock that was able to climb the wall of worry, UNH. Let's go towards that one. Of course, this one had been getting hit. This one popped and pulled back. So I talked about it on Stock Market Movers that I wanted to see it close back closer towards 500. So a little bit disappointing to see it down to 492.
Yeah.
But something that we need to keep our eyes on to see if these healthcare can find the dip.
Yeah, this is a bad day. I know you got a little bit of a green bar here, and it did bounce off the open, but you just get people just buried in this stock, right, in 2023. So anybody that was playing the bounce, and that's all it was. It was a bounce. It had nothing for you there at 500. Had nothing for you at just under 510. Be interesting to see, guys. Keep an eye on this one for next week, because it is a bad day. You're still holding the low for last week, but man, don't like to give back the gains like that. And still on the, still, I mean, that is a green candle. There's 3 green candles, but let's see if this better get off the mat early, and or if not, this just may be more subject to getting the hell out after a good 2022.
All right, let's keep moving. Let's get towards the airlines. Of course, we were going to see if Delta was going to be able to bounce back a little bit. I can tell you at least American bounced back on their losses this morning.
Yeah.
So definitely, I think you started seeing a little separation here. They definitely might be looking at American as like the better one of the bunch right now. Of course, Delta also gave that Q1 EPS outlook that didn't seem that great. And Joel, you were dead on about it being related to labor intensive costs.
Yep. Yep. If once again your daily lows might have helped you out here. You had the lower open at 671. You hit 652. 666 was your high on Tuesday. Nice rebound here. Tried for a gap fill at 38.32, and I don't know if it has the steam to get up there to 39.60. That was a high close in the move, but you separated yourself from the low, so that's good. AAL, I mean, they gave you the good news yesterday, right? And you got the lower. I bet you that thing opened darn near close to the open. Yeah, you missed it by 20 cents, now clearing the $17 hurdle. What a good day for American Airlines. Nothing on the monthlies until you get into that $18 handle, 18.10. So keep an eye on that for the next target on the upside.
All right, let's keep going. We'll see what happens out there. We'll see if American Airlines can continue the strength, because that's just been ridiculous.
It's just crazy move. I know.
I'm a little kicking myself because I remember I got stopped out of that bad boy, and I felt like this year would be better for the airlines. I mean, it has to get better, right? I mean, they went through a pandemic. They went through high oil prices. If just oil prices come down, they figure out their labor issue. And for any reason, Joel, some of that business travel comes back.
Yeah, that's a big thing too. And I mean, the airports are packed. I mean,
I mean, no one's crying about COVID anymore.
No, I mean, who wants to stay at home, right? And
events,
yep,
events are going on, right?
Yep.
It's like there was a time when you used to be like, okay, well, maybe you could tell your job like, hey, I'm not going to travel because COVID is an endangerment to my health. I don't think we can actually say that anymore as much as we did last year. I know there's going to still be that battle, but I'll tell you right now, if your job is telling you, hey, you got to travel to New York to this event, well, more than likely we're going to have to start traveling, right? Yeah. And so take a look at that, because I really do think business travel will come back. I know we said it for a long time that maybe it's gone forever. Nah, I don't think so.
No. I mean, I've did more air travel in the past year than I've done in the last 5-6 years combined. So
that tells us also something, right? Something to definitely pay attention to. We'll see what happens. We won't get into the Carnival Cruise Line today. We'll keep moving. Let's get to Tesla.
Look at the Jets. 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 Frank, if we had Frank Holmes on right now, he'd be going like this.
Jumping.
Frank would be going like this. You know why? Because Frank has the Jets ETF, and Frank has his gold ETF, and Frank has his, I don't know, what's his Bitcoin stock? That has
the Hive.
Yeah,
it is popping.
Hive's popping off the buck level.
94% move, man.
Drinks on Frank. Yeah, he's always a good guest. I should have dialed him up to get him on. But okay, let's keep it going, Mitch.
Let's keep moving.
Yeah, 24.25. So still call you, if you want to be an ultra bear, that high was 2150 from yesterday. So you got a little bit of a zone here, right? 2150 to 24 and a quarter. But as we have 14 minutes left in the session.
Now, one thing I would take a look at is one stock is not partaking, at least in my eyes, in the rally. Yes, it has come up, but really, is it strong? Tesla, take a look at it. To me, that's not a strong tape.
This one, Mitch, we do our numbers in different ways, but we come up with the same number. And I was hoping someone asked me about this one on PreMarket Prep Plus. And I mean, Citigroup downgrading it to a sell now. You're telling me to sell it now? I was hoping for a gap fill here. And the gap fill was also the 50% retracement of the move. So you needed to get to 1439. I even dialed up the retracement on that, and it was like 114, 114.50, but they couldn't do it. They couldn't get it down there. They opened it at 1655, took it to 1560. I would say this is a good day for Tesla. I mean, you're not, battling back from the low. It's still that 120. You'd have to show me an established bid over that 123.18. But yeah, not a bad day. Triple D is going to be singing the blues on Rivian, I think.
Yeah, new
Where
lows.
is his stop? Did it make a new low? Yeah. I don't know where his stop is. Ooh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. But your Triple BY that came off today.
Yeah, some of the dash for trash came off. I mean, some of it held on though. I did see like Carvana, I think, hold on to some of it. I know it was starting to let go. Let me take a look how it is right now.
Yeah, it's starting to stick. I mean, it's so hard because, why should I sell my Carvana at 8? It was once and I did lose a bet on this one to Dennis. I don't know how I ever did on this at 338, but you just got there's people that are very good trading these accumulation area, the quiet areas, and they're not looking for $9. They're not looking for $10. They have a couple trillion on. They're looking for a couple points, and that's what you get. So, tough move for Carvana today, down 98 cents. A little bit of a fake out, taking out the previous day's high. No, it did not take it out. Yesterday's high. No, that's a monthly. Come on, Joel, get your right data window. It took it out. That 810, it went by it by a nice margin. But when it lost that 803, did it hang around 8 much? No. Right around the open, it could hold 8, and then sellers on strength became sellers on weakness.
All right, I wanted to catch something that maybe caught me by surprise, showing up in our S&P 500. Taking a look, I mean, did you see Amazon's good day?
I did. And this is, what my one hope for tech, or for this mega cap tech, was to stop going down.
Yep.
Well, not only is it stopped going down, but it's going up here. Amazon got a little boost, I think, from Goldman yesterday. That's just a nice move. And I don't, where do you say this thing is going to stop on the upside? I mean, you've had a huge move. Of course, earnings are coming up, so that's going to be an important thing. But you got, once again, you look at your top components here. You got Apple, up $1, Microsoft up $0.50. So much for UBS, right? Oh boy, we're downgrading the stock. Blah, 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 right back. I should have marked this one. UBS downgrade. The street hopped on it. Nadella said some negative things. If you were looking for your gap fill today, you got it and then some. Boom. Not quite at yesterday's high at 39.90. You got 39.24. I've got a few minutes left though, so nice rebound. And then the Googster, even the Googster's up 73 cents. And as you mentioned, Amazon. What do I have for you in Amazon? Nothing. 98.49. Have you taken that out today? Nah, 98.49. If you're looking to, scalp out today. If not, could you get to triple digits? Sure. There's not much in there. 103.70 was your high on November 15th.
All right. There was one that I wanted to get your look into because I've gotten it wrong. I've been looking for it to try to fill the gap before, and that's Target. It looks to me
Hergé.
like an undercut and rally after the pattern. That's when you cut down through the 150. Now coming back through it. Now the only question is, can we actually come back up to those highs?
Look at that again. The stock most likely to hit you with a tape bomb. Yeah. Wow. This is a good move. I'd keep my eye off this one. Nothing in here, folks. If I was in this one, I'd hold out a little bit longer. Maybe you could get to 167 on this push. 3 highs in that area. And then you got this, that's the highest you've been since you had the gap move, 176.90. So nice move for that. You know who bounced back too? Don't sell out Macy's in the Thanksgiving Day parade, right? Boom.
Yep.
Lower guidance sends the stock back into its trading range. It stayed in that trading range for 2 days. Macy's back in town. We'll see what happens at $22, 22 and change, or excuse me, make that 23 and change, 23.03. Your December 13th high. You're right there right now. It's got the
Good Lord.
22.96. And what about the store that you go to all the time?
The store that I go to, yeah, all the time, right? Lulu. I don't think I've never had any Lulu.
Yeah, you do. Come on.
I actually don't. I get like discounts like requested from them all the time though, Joe. They're always like, here, 70% off.
Yeah, then it only costs you what, $100? No.
Right?
There it
They only
is.
cost you. That's why they try to get you.
They bought the dip. They bought
did.
the dick and woo lemon. There. Oh,
I mean,
what else? What else
Look
we
at
got?
Nike. Nike got this started, right? Nike hasn't turned
Let's
around
get
at
it
all. It's
on.
like in
Let's
its
get
own
it
bull
started.
market.
Nike. Yes, it's because of the Dunham's indicator that I gave you that they're like not selling to the stores anymore. They're selling direct. 179.10. Let's figure out. I remember. I think I wrote an article saying this was going in double digits. It did. Let's see. You had an all-time high of 179.10. Then you had a double bottom on the monthlies. How come no one didn't point this out to us?
Right? Come on.
Now come on, man. All right, that was a 97-point move divided by 2 plus 82 plus 22. I gotta get my return. I mean,
This sounds like math.
131, halfway back. Why the heck not? If it's come this far this fast.
Yeah. I mean, it's really been interesting. That shows also how China's reopening has really started to affect, because of course Nike has a lot of exposure to China. Also, like a company like Starbucks has a lot of exposure to China. You've been seeing that get a nice little lift, things like that. Crocs have stayed strong. Footwear overall not doing bad. I mean, there's some areas of pockets of strength, right? We need to find those pockets to see if they continue. Now, one stock that I did see, and it blows me out of the water when we see these types of moves. NEGG, another kind of trash stock that ripped off today. And it seems like they're just pushing towards different type of short interest stocks. They're just like, okay, so what else can we go after? Well, here you go. Have another 48% or 44% move here. Of course, NEGG is a consumer product. They sell like electronics and things like that. Newegg. Well, here you see it.
It just really pulled back off that $3 area. So you got to wonder if,
this will finally go to rest, right? I mean, there's a lot. There's like the Bitcoining, the bit mining stocks, right? Mara, look at Mara. That's remaining strong. Yeah. Bitcoin stocks, the dash for trash, January effect, full in effect.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I mean, Triple BY is pulling off and Bitcoin's not here. So,
that's why we got to start being careful, because the rotation can be wicked, right? And just as fast as these move up, they probably move just as fast down, if not worse, because of the elevator moves that we sometimes get when that floor gets cut. All right, getting out of that talk, last thing I wanted to kind of get into was the industrials, because this is definitely an area that we've been kind of focusing on to see what would happen with these stocks. I've been looking at them to see if we'd turn around. Honeywell fighting a little bit today. Not the best day for Honeywell. But closing well. And I'm seeing a lot of the times when we get the dips in these industrials, they get bought up. Right now, it sounds crazy, but GE is a leader
It's the leader of the pack. Look at that thing.
Look
60
at
to
that thing. Joe, I was like, are we going to have to actually talk about GE this year? Is that going to be one of the top trades?
And
It's
that healthcare stock hasn't been too bad either. GE Healthcare.
getting it
But
right, man.
wow, 60 to 80. Wow. That's a big move. So momentum going. GE working its way back. All right. 3 minutes left to go in this session. 24 and a quarter. I didn't catch the imbalances there. 24 and a quarter is a high. It looks like we're safely going to post a new high for the rebound by a nice margin, folks. So good way to end the week. Remember, you got a 3-day weekend. So if you got any options for next week, you got that extra day of decay working against you. So if you're selling or buying the options, important to keep an eye on that. Mitch, what else? Take us through the close here.
All right, just taking a look at what else is making a nice move today that you guys can be catching. This one's been interesting to see it actually pop up on the radar for the day. Caesars Entertainment. Don't think we've talked about these casino stocks. We've talked about the Chinese ones like Wynn and Las Vegas Sands that have they've been having good exposure as of late and really starting to push. Are we going to start seeing these play a little bit of catch up?
It looks like it. At least get back half of this move. Kind of been a sneaky chart. Nothing in there. Pretty clear sailing here. It's been heading up 4 days in a row. Little stumbling block here at 40. What is that? $49. I see something. Not much in there. Just trying to get back this move. Spruce pressing into the close. They want to see that close over 40.20. What about did DraftKings and yeah, DraftKings has had a couple good days. This is one probably should have paid a little bit more attention to. And do we ever talk about Penn Gaming anymore? I don't think so.
That's literally the one I had the chart up here. I was like, Penn. Will this ever turn around?
Yeah, boy, oh boy, and the season. Well, there should be some gambling going on this weekend, right? With the beginning of the playoffs, so that should be exciting.
Where's
So,
Mr. Hammer Portnoy to come on in? Come on, Portnoy, wake up out there.
yeah, does he still do his morning thing? I don't even.
Nah, man, that
No.
lasted like that. I think that guy was smart. I think one thing I'll say is that guy was
Very
smart.
smart.
I hit him a lot of the times, Portnoy, but he was very smart. He did day trading when the Fed was just giving us the floor like none other. And he was just buying the dip. I think what eventually happened is that, when the market started coming down and he got caught in a couple of moves, he said, all right, this is enough.
Yeah, and of course the sports came back to it. You know what?
Yeah.
He's a Michigan man, so I did not. He was out there at the Fiesta Bowl. I was heard he was at some big bar, but I did not head out.
And we'll
there.
leave off with some football talk, right?
You want to
They
do
want
some
football talk.
You know what,
Look.
chat? I never ask you to chat for any sporting advice, okay? But what about? I've never been more perplexed on a game: the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the San Diego Chargers.
What
The
do you say,
Jaguars are
King?
home. I've been bugging Mitch about this all week. Okay, the Jaguars are at home. They got Trevor Lawrence. They got a good coach, Doug Peterson. Okay, San Diego's coming all the way from the West Coast. They did get the later game. That helps them out, right? Who do you go with? I say Florida. Florida says Chargers win by 14.
The Florida
easy.
guy's telling us Chargers. That's something to
The
know.
Florida
though.
guy's telling you Chargers?
Easy says Jags. I say Jags. Jared says Chargers. Ooh, it's a mixed
A lot of Jags. A lot of Jags.
I see more Jags than I see Chargers, but
and then that's what Mitch said about their defense. Oh, the spread's a 1.5. I just want to know what I just need the winner. I just need the winner for my suicide pool. But that's it. I'm out of here, folks. You won't find me. Maybe I'll do a few tweets or something when I'm surfing or snorkeling. Well, actually, I'm not the surfer in the family, but it's been a good week. I hope we helped you guys out. You guys are in great hands. next week with Money Mitch and Triple D. Make sure Mitch interrupts him a lot, okay? If I hear that Mitch did not interrupt Dennis a lot, I'm going to be very upset. So, all right, everyone, have a great weekend. Great being with you, and back with you a week from Monday. Be safe out there.
Have a great weekend, team. We'll get Joel out of here. And I do want to tell you guys, keep up with us, right? We'll put out our earnings calendar. Hope you guys have a great Martin Luther King Day on Monday. We won't be here. We'll be back on Tuesday. You guys can find our earnings calendar, of course, on our Twitter. If you guys want to follow with all the earnings, or just get Benzinga Pro. That's all you need. Get your 2-week trial. We'll see you guys back on Tuesday. Hit the thumbs up. Definitely stay tuned. I will be doing at least a little bit of a meetup for the book club this weekend. I will reach out to you guys that filled out the form. And if you didn't fill out the form, well, I'll give you one last chance to join in on us on Sunday. If not, by all means, you guys can always tune in. We will be putting these out on an edited version so that you guys can keep always growing your skills. I'll see you guys, like always. Keep building, keep growing, working on those skills, taking care of the family, and like always, having a good time. Stay safe out there, team. We'll see you back on Tuesday. Have a good one. It's time to wrap it up, team. Stop the clock. Pencils down.